Hey guys, what is up? This is Anthony Davis Media once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. And this time is going to be on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I saw this yesterday, etc. Now, anyway, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is an animated Spider-Man film, except Peter Parker is not the main character anymore. It's Miles Morales who gets bitten by a spider, and of course, now it's his story of being Spider-Man now. And the relationship between his father, his father does not like Spider-Man, and if his father finds out, who knows what would happen. And anyways, a big dimension opens up in a laboratory spawning multiple versions of Spider-Man, including this new old 26-year-old Peter Parker. Anyways, there's multiple Spider-Mans. Like there's a black and white one called Noir Spider-Man. There's one from Japan who's an anime girl like character with a robot suit, robot Spider-Man suit, and a talking pig called Spider-Ham, aka Peter Parker, and basically he's a cartoony pig. Like he uses a mallet, like in a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Oh, and Gwen Stacy is also Spider-Man, and she's a female Spider-Man from another dimension as well. Now, when I heard this movie was coming out, the trailer it was pretty cool looking, and I had some hope, but I was at the same time I was nervous because oh man, what if this would be one of those movies where the trailer would be better than the movie and not live up to the expectations. Guys, this just might be my favorite Spider-Man film. No exaggeration, right there. I might like this more than Spider-Man 2. I liked it more than Spider-Man Homecoming. I mean, there was even a part in this movie that made fun of Spider-Man 3 because they knew how bad that was, kind of like in Deadpool 2, but I'm not going to spoil anything there. Really, this movie defied my expectations to the brim. I'm surprised how much I loved this movie. First of all, the style and the animation was eye-popping on the big screen. It looked absolutely fantastic. It's in the style. It looks like if it were a comic book come to life, and basically that's what it is. Because it does feel like a comic book. Because there are moments with text boxes in your head, and sometimes punching people. There's like pow and bam. That was just so cool to see. And despite the other characters not the other like Spider-Man and Spider-Women not really being in the movie that much, that doesn't hide the fact that they still get enough screen time to care about them. And honestly, they're not pointless since they're from different dimensions and they have to go back to their dimensions. And another thing I was really surprised with, despite Kingpin not being in the movie that much, I actually found his character to be pretty good villain, all in all. He definitely had a past with Spider-Man, making him lose his family, and I found that kind of interesting. A bit confusing, but all in all, I found it pretty interesting. What I was really surprised with was how much heart this movie had. I did not expect so much heart to come out of this movie. Like really. I'm I'm basically speechless right now. Miles Morales is is a really likable character. His portrayal as Spider-Man, his character as Spider-Man worked surprisingly really well, building up to his character. And of course, the older Peter Parker is teaching him how to be the next Spider-Man in his world and Miles's world. And surprisingly, this movie was very funny. The humor worked very well, and for it to be a PG-rated kids film, to well, it's not really aimed towards kids that much because there are some pretty dark moments, like some intense moments that happen. But all in all, it's definitely worth watching with your kids. And I was kind of disappointed that it didn't get a PG-13 rating, but they got away with enough to make it feel like it was PG-13. Like it could have been that close really. But anyways, Uh, it's an hour and 50-minute runtime or something. I thought fit the movie very well, and all in all, this movie just I could have sworn there was a lot that I had to say. It's just mm, all I can say is that thank you, Sony Pictures Animation. You truly delivered your absolute best film. And I haven't loved a lot of your movies lately. Yeah, um, no, 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 I'm not going there again. But anyways, so yeah, the animation, the way it looked, kind of reminded me like how Blue Sky Studios in the Peanuts movie. You know how the animation was different, a lot different than how they animated their films. Yeah, it's kind of like here, uh, except a lot more different and a lot more like stylish. Like the action is there. Like when they're like the fights and the battles and the action, it truly worked splendidly. It was very well animated, very well paced. Its story is just as good as the story in the new Spider-Man game. It's by far one of the best stories that involves Spider-Man. And all in all, I think fans are going to be super satisfied. It's truly great to see an animated superhero film once again just popping out on the big screen is just so much fun. And for it actually being based off a comic book that isn't The Incredibles, even though Incredibles is still a great movie along with its sequel, it's still so great to see something that's just not a TV movie and actually up on the big screen because I'm just saying, the experience was so good. Although I did see this in 3D, at first the 3D wasn't working until the movie started, which had me worried because that kind of happened with me with Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs 2 when I saw that in theaters, and that didn't work out very well. We still saw the movie, but it was free. I mean, the 3D kind of worked, but hey, the 3D worked a lot better in here, though, as well as when I saw other films, too. But overall, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I had an amazing time with it. It has great animation, a great story. It's not a cash grab. It actually is trying to tell a story that isn't a big mess, a big clunky mess all over the place. It stays right in its position as a fantastic story with great new characters and characters that we've seen before, the way they're portrayed. It is very engaging and it is a great experience. And it isn't just eye candy. This is something that we absolutely needed. In fact, we didn't know we actually wanted this film, but actually seeing it, I'm floored and I cannot wait to see it again in the future. Guys, go see this film. It's worth your money and uh, my stupid microphone. Uh, but anyways, it is totally worth your money. Go check it out. Go support it, even though you already are. In fact, I bet you already saw the movie because you knew I would not spoil it for you unless you haven't seen the movie and well, whatever. You just have to see it. Guys, I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I'm gonna give Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Bam! 5 out of 5. That's right, I loved it that much. It's easily one of the best films I've seen this year as well. Go see it. It's easily one of the best superhero films I've seen in quite a while. I know, I have been stuttering a lot. I did not expect to love this movie so much. Like, really. This is truly the next best Spider-Man. Like really, this has been a great year for Spider-Man. I mean, we got that awesome Spider-Man game, and of course Tom Holland was also really good in Avengers Infinity War, and he had some memorable moments in that. And yeah. Um anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I have more videos that I need to make pretty soon. I saw another movie that I'm probably going to review tomorrow, and I have a top 10 that I want to make. Um next week or or in a few hours, not in a few hours, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna stop talking and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.